Brazil and Colombia have all booked their places in the semi-finals, and with one spot left, it will be either Argentina or Ecuador to join them. A Tuesday evening date with Colombia awaits the winners of this one. Will it be Lionel Messi and the Albiceleste, or can La Tricolor spring the upset? Good evening and welcome to Goiânia for the last of the 2021 Copa América quarterfinals. And with two penalty shootouts, there's been no lack of drama already. What is in store for us here over the next couple of hours? Well, we're back here in Goiânia at the Estádio Olímpico Pedro Ludovico, where Ecuador drew with Brazil in their last game. That 1-1 draw was enough to secure them fourth place in Group B. And admittedly, it was a much changed Brazil side, a Brazil side that already had top spot in the group wrapped up. This evening is an altogether different proposition. Lionel Scaloni has rung the changes, full strength Argentina side, and everything on the line. A place in the semi-finals. And here is Argentina's 11. 8 changes to the side that beat Bolivia 4-1. Emiliano Martínez returns in goal. So too Nahuel Molina at right back. Germán Pezzella keeps his place because Cristian Romero is out injured. Nicolás Otamendi returns to partner him in central defence. Marcos Acuña keeps his place at left back. In midfield, Leandro Paredes, Rodrigo de Paul and Giovani Lo Celso all come back into the team. Lionel Messi keeps his place, of course. Lautaro Martínez starts up front after his goal off the bench against Bolivia, and Nicolás González comes back into the side for an in-form Papu Gomez. Lionel Scaloni going back to probably what we expected from Argentina before the Copa America with that 4-3-3, the favoured midfield three of Paredes, De Paul and Lo Celso, replacing the likes of Guido Rodriguez, who's really impressed, in fairness to Guido, since coming into the side during the group stages. And the other big claim, or the big call, was probably Nicolás González coming in for Papu Gomez. Papu Gomez scored 2 goals in the last couple of games in the groups and has looked good on that side of the attack. But Nicolás González, with his pace and his ability to get back and act almost as a second wing back at times alongside Marcos Acuña, may be the reasoning to try and combat an Ecuador side that like to use width. So this is how Ecuador line up. Just the 2 changes from the side that drew with Bolivia. Hernan Galíndez remains in goal. Ángelo Preciado, Robert Arboleda, Piero Incapié and Pervis Estupiñán in an unchanged back 4. In midfield, Jackson Mendes and Alan Franco keep their places. Ángel Mena comes into the team after his goal against Brazil. Carlos Grueso has replaced Damian Diaz in the squad since the group stages because of the COVID-19 test. He comes into the side. Diego Palacios keeps his place, and Enner Valencia, captaining the team, continues up front. 2 changes from the team that drew with Brazil for Gustavo Alfaro. Moises Caicedo went off with what looked like a very bad injury in that draw with Brazil. He's fit enough for the bench, but replaced in the lineup by Carlos Grueso. As I said, come into the squad just after the group stage to replace Damian Diaz. So a big evening for Grueso to get thrust right back into the action immediately against Argentina. And Mena coming in for Ayrton Preciado. Preciado, the other Preciado, was one of those players that impressed during the group stages, got himself a couple of goals, but Mena came off the bench, scored that equaliser against Brazil, and is rewarded with a place in the starting 11. Keep an eye out as well for Gonzalo Plata on the bench for Ecuador. He too has scored in the group stages and has looked very good. Picked up a bit of a knock and then was used as a sub against Brazil. Still maybe not quite 100%, which is why Gustavo Alfaro doesn't want to go with Plata from the beginning. But surely at some point during this game we will see Gonzalo Plata. So kick-off not long away now between Argentina and Ecuador in this Copa America quarter-final. Argentina, of course, looking to break that long run since 1993 when they last won this tournament, the last major trophy they picked up. Such a long time ago that a number of the team in Lionel Scaloni's starting 11 weren't even born when the likes of Batistuta and Diego Simeone lifted the trophy in '93. And while Brazil remain favourites this time round, Argentina are unbeaten in 17 now. This is how the lineups look. Brazil against Peru on Monday evening in one semi-final. The winners of this will play Colombia on Tuesday, as we very much close in on the July 10th final at the Maracanã in Rio de Janeiro. But Argentina, though wary of Ecuador, will be confident. Unbeaten in 17. Scaloni rising up the record books, in fact, with that run. Joint third of all time with a run that goes to 17 games. That's level with Guillermo Stabile from the 50s. In second, Marcelo Bielsa with 18, so Scaloni can draw level with Bielsa in second. And well out in front, Alfio Basile from that 91-93 Copa America winning side, who went 31 games unbeaten. So quite some way for Scaloni to catch Basile, but he's got Bielsa in his sights this evening to go joint second, and much more importantly, get a place back in the semi-finals of the Copa America. Beaten finalists, of course, in 4 of the last 6 editions of the tournament. Excruciatingly close for Argentina to ending that run. 2015, 2016 final defeats against Chile from the penalty spot. 2019 semi-final defeat to Brazil. And hoping to go better this year. Ecuador stand in their way with almost an opposite in terms of how successful they've been in the Copa America. They've never won the trophy. And they haven't beaten a CONMEBOL side at the Copa America since 2001, when they beat Venezuela 4-0. 2 wins in between. Came in 2015 against Mexico as one of the invited teams, in 2016 against Haiti. So a terrible run of form. They didn't win in the group stage this year. 3 consecutive draws were enough to take Ecuador through. But here they are in the quarterfinals for only the second time in the last 9 Copa Americas. Regularly crashing out at the group stage. And on this occasion, La Tri are in the knockout phase. Lionel Scaloni calmly walking out there behind his players. The narrow tunnel here at the Pedro Ludovico. But here we go. The 4th and final quarter-final of this year's Copa America. It's Argentina against Ecuador here in Goiânia. A Tuesday semi-final against Colombia is what's on offer. Lionel Messi leads out Argentina once again. The focus on Messi and his quest for international glory with Argentina. The mercurial number 10 has been enjoying himself so far. Leading goal scorer with 3 goals, 2 assists. And has very much been playing with the lack of burden that we've seen in recent years. But can he do it again tonight? We'll have the national anthem of Ecuador up first. Kickoff moments away. reached the semi-finals once in this current format back in 1993. And Ecuador need to get past Argentina if they're going to do it again this evening. Always plenty of focus on whether or not Lionel Messi sings the national anthem while he was in full voice. And can he lead Argentina to victory here? There's the Argentina lineup. Martínez in goal, Molina, Pezzella, Otamendi, Acuña in the back four, Paredes, De Paul, Lo Celso in the midfield three, Messi, Lautaro, Martínez and González in that front three. Captain Messi has looked as good as ever in an Argentina shirt during the tournament so far. And Ecuador will be hoping they can keep him out tonight. Ecuador have never beaten Argentina in the Copa América. 15 attempts. This is how they line up. Galíndez in goal. Angelo Preciado, Arboleda, Incapay, Estupiñán in the back four. Franco, Mendes holding. Grueso, Mena and Palacios supporting. Captain and centre forward, Enner Valencia. Now referee for the evening, Wilton Sampaio, a 39-year-old Brazilian. He took charge of Argentina's 1-0 win over Uruguay earlier in the group stages. Dished out 5 yellow cards on that occasion. The one big moment coming in the first half when Edinson Cavani was looking for a penalty. And when he thought they were going to take a look at it, Sampaio was unswayed and turns it down. All smiles before kick-off between Messi and Valencia, the two respective nations' leading ever goal scorers. Messi's 3 goals in this tournament, taking him up to 75 now in an Argentina shirt. Narrowing in on Pelé's leading scorer from South American nations on 77. Just 2 needed for that. And also Messi trying to rise up the ranks in terms of Copa America goals, still behind Batistuta and Norberto Mendes in an Argentina shirt. Final pep talk for those in yellow. Argentina line up around the centre circle for the minute's silence that we'll be having before kickoff for the victims and those fighting the COVID-19 pandemic in South America. We're almost ready here in Goiânia. Argentina against Ecuador. A place in the Copa America semi-finals on the line. Final checks from Wilton Sampaio. And we are underway in the last of the quarterfinals. Argentina in their traditional blue and white get us going right to left. Ecuador, yellow and blue hoops, go left to right. Argentina have started games very strongly in recent times. No team in the Copa América this year scored more goals in the first 15 minutes. Argentina had scored 3 of theirs, and until the Bolivia game hadn't scored in the second half. So maybe the one criticism had been the fact that they tended to drop off. They didn't against Bolivia, admittedly, against the weakest opposition in the Copa América. Celso back in the side, looking to craft something here. It's worked down the line to Nico González, also back into the team, loses his footing there. And Carlos Grueso ends up running it out for a corner. A cheap corner given away. Lionel Messi watches on, looking, as I said, to join Marcelo Bielsa in a joint second best unbeaten run of 18 games. An early corner then for Argentina. Rodrigo de Paul, also back in the lineup for this evening, comes across to take it. De Paul and Messi, as so often, go short. And here's Messi. Messi crosses with the right foot. It's flicked away by Grueso. Pezzella gives chase. And it's out for a throw. Gustavo Alfaro, the Argentine coach of Ecuador, watching on. 11 games in charge now, Alfaro. And that run of 4 straight wins is increasingly looking at the distant past. They're now 6 without a win. There's a chance in behind maybe for Lautaro Martínez. The shot comes in, a good save by Galíndez. And then there's a foul there as Lautaro Martínez just gives Incapié a little shove in the back, trying to get on the end of that rebound. Early warning shots for Ecuador. Lautaro springs away. Messi was in an offside position, Lautaro wasn't. He just gets on the wrong side of Pedro Incapié. Argentina will certainly be hoping that Lautaro's goal off the bench, moments after coming off the bench against Bolivia, will give him a renewed belief, a little boost in confidence, because the tremendous record that Lautaro Martínez had when he first came into the side under Lionel Messi just dried up and slightly in recent games. Scored 9 goals in his first 12 for Scaloni. And then ended up scoring 2 in the next 12. So hopefully now back on track as far as Argentina are concerned. A little back heel there for Messi to find Molina. Here's De Paul. Back to Molina. And it's a good ball forward into Messi, who looks to spin away, get away from Incapié. Cross comes in, Arboleda's there, breaks to Lo Celso. And there's another free kick given away. Lo Celso, in his attempts to get on that loose ball, just slides in on Arboleda. With 3 minutes on the clock, and Argentina already asking serious questions of the Ecuador backline. Pedro Incapié, in particular, the young defender, plays his football in Argentina for Talleres and has looked brilliant so far in the group stages. Being tested by those runs in behind, first by Lautaro Martínez and now by Lionel Messi. Otamendi rises to head that one downfield. Grueso wins the loose ball header there. And Ecuador can try and make something down that side. They lose out. Lo Celso. De Paul. Paredes. Paredes switches it out to Nicolás González. González up against Angelo Preciado, loses out there. Preciado does well, but González nicks it back off him. Acuña crosses. Arboleda heads it away to the edge of the box. De Paul keeps it alive. Lo Celso on the volley. Blocked into the area, and eventually Paredes Estupiñán can try and get this away, but can only do so. Well, he's won himself a free kick, wrestling with De Paul on that far side, but again Argentina asking questions. At times, Ecuador, their own worst enemies, giving the ball away in dangerous areas. Lo Celso, the latest to fire a shot on goal. Paredes Estupiñán at left back for Ecuador. very, very good getting forward and loves to provide that overlapping run for them. Question marks over his positional sense, and the fact that when he gets forward so often leaves that space in behind. It's something to look out for in terms of when Molina gets forward from right back and when Messi or De Paul drift out onto that flank. But in the meantime, Ecuador have a corner. It is Estupiñán who goes across to take it on that far side. And Wilton Sampaio just wants a quick word with Angel Mena, who's making a use of himself in front of Emi Martínez. He's trying to get himself in between Molina and Martínez there in the mouth of the goal. The rest of the Ecuador players huddled near the edge of the box. Cross comes in, it's headed away by Nico González. And Nico González has stayed down here. Alejandro Dominguez, the president of CONMEBOL, watching on as ever from the stands here. Arboleda. Two Ecuador central defenders play it amongst themselves, and then Arboleda goes long looking for Preciado. Acuña's back there covering. Not sure it's going to have enough, but it does. Acuña shields the ball well. It's behind for a goal kick. Acuña preferred to Nicolás Tagliafico at left back for Argentina. One of the few to keep his place from that 4-1 win over Bolivia. Question marks have always been whether Acuña can do the defensive job of Tagliafico. Certainly does more going forward as a converted winger. Messi, it's a strong challenge, comes in from behind to prevent Messi threading that one forward. Preciado. Forced back by González, and Arboleda clears. Alfaro just trying to instruct his team further up the pitch. Certainly don't want to end up getting pegged back in by this Argentina side. Plenty there capable of picking a lock, not just Messi. Perhaps that passing ability from deep as well could be part of the thinking for Lionel Scaloni behind favouring Leandro Paredes over Guido Rodriguez in this match. Paredes, of course, has been one of the favourites of Scaloni since he took over the job as Argentina coach in the aftermath of that 2018 World Cup debacle. But there's always been that lingering question of whether he has the defensive capabilities to play as an out-and-out defensive midfield player, a number 5 as they would say in Argentina. Guido Rodriguez probably has a little bit more of that about him. But what you do get with Leandro Paredes is wonderful distribution. And Valencia getting some treatment down there, and Alfaro gets some further instructions over to Pervis Estupiñán. The two sides last met back in October in World Cup qualifying, this round of World Cup qualifying. A Messi penalty enough to give Argentina a 1-0 win at La Bombonera. And Argentina have won the last 3 meetings, including a 6-1 friendly win back in 2019. Ecuador's 1 win in the last 9. That came in 2015 in World Cup qualification at the Estádio Monumental. Very much the end of the reign for Tata Martino on that occasion when Ecuador sprung the upset, scoring their first win over Argentina away from home. But of course, historically, a matchup which has been well and truly dominated by the Albiceleste. 36 meetings, 21 wins for Argentina, 10 draws, and just the 5 wins for Ecuador. And even one more one-sided when you just focus on Copa America meetings. 15 matches and no wins for Ecuador as they come on the counter here. Here's Enner Valencia. Valencia trying to get away from Otamendi, forced wide, still going Valencia. And Nico González comes across to try and cover, and eventually between him and Otamendi they get the ball. Here's Mena. Didn't have much to aim at in the box with a cross, goes sideways to Pezzella. You can already see there González working back in an almost deeper position than Acuña, the left back. Flick forward here for Mena. Mena in a bit of space, trying to get it onto his left foot, just clips it back to Alan Franco. And Franco has to go all the way back to Arboleda. And then Arboleda in turn goes all the way back to Galíndez. Grueso is the man there dropping right in between the centre-backs to try and instigate Ecuador moving forward. Grueso, who tested positive for COVID before the tournament, wasn't therefore involved in the squad initially, but Damian Diaz testing positive just before the game against Brazil meant they were able to make that change after the group stage, and Grueso gets his chance. Here he is on the ball now. Plays for Augsburg in the Bundesliga, Grueso, but MLS watchers may remember him from his time with FC Dallas. 26 years of age now, the central midfield player, as Ecuador come forward again. It's Estupiñán making that burst forward, still going, and Valencia's pass out wide, just having a little too much on it. But if there is something to look out for when Argentina select this 4-3-3 in that midfield, they are at times susceptible to the counter. Paredes can be caught upfield and it just leaves that gaping hole. And certainly Otamendi and Pezzella, not the quickest centre-backs. Something Ecuador will surely look to exploit now. Faro will know all about that. The manager in Argentina, renowned for his ability to be able to play defensively, a little conservatively maybe for the big clubs. Lautaro Martínez tries to latch in behind. He gets there before the goalkeeper and it's headed away. Arboleda prevents a sure goal with a vital header. Lautaro Martínez, not for the first time, latching in behind there, behind Incapaí. And Arboleda covers his young central defensive partner with a vital header. Here it is Incapaí, who's having a difficult opening 14 minutes trying to keep track of Lautaro Martínez. Arboleda, Franco goes long down the line looking for Pezzella, and Pezzella has a bit of space for Otamendi, and it's Nico González again back in the left back position to cover and shepherd it back to Emi Martínez. Here's Paredes. De Paul looks for Messi, and eventually it breaks through for Lautaro Martínez. Can't quite get it under control. Pervis Estupiñán cleans up. Wayward from Pezzella. Argentina can snap up possession in the Ecuador half. The ball into Lo Celso. Lo Celso to Messi. Messi getting away from one challenge into the box. Messi shoots. He's taken a deflection. Calls for a handball. Well, Wilton Sampaio signals for a corner, but he will be getting a check in his ear about a potential handball here. Messi's reaction was instantaneous. The shot came in on his right foot as he skipped away from Arboleda. Certainly hits the arm there of Pervis Estupiñán. The arm which is very close to the body, in fairness. He's almost got it tucked behind his back already. It's just there to the side. And we'll just have a corner. Would have been the harshest of VAR calls. The corner comes in. Pezzella brings it down on the chest, gets the shot away, it's off target. Well, Ecuador asking questions. How on earth Germán Pezzella had the space to bring it down on his chest and get the volley away. But having done so, maybe should have hit the target. Galíndez was sprawling across goal to make sure he got there just in case. Had to rush, in fairness, Pezzella to take the shot on. See there in the background, Lionel Scaloni's staff, former teammates Walter Samuel and Pablo Aimar. Now Argentina would love to have two players of their ability. Samuel, one of the last really great defenders that Argentina produced, and on song, Pablo Aimar really was a joy, one of Messi's real heroes as he was growing up. Celso slides in to try and win the ball from Grueso. It's a free kick. Celso has a decent claim that he got the ball. Wilton Sampaio just feels though he came through the back of Grueso first. On this occasion, we won't be seeing Argentina score too early. 17 minutes gone here in Goiânia, still goalless. Argentina certainly the more threatening. Lautaro Martínez, this time with Piero Incapié very tight up his back. And giving away a free kick as Lautaro just tried to ease that off into the path of former Racing Club teammate Rodrigo de Paul. Otamendi, Marcos Acuña. Acuña looks down the line for Nico González, and it's well cut out by Preciado. Preciado then looks long, and Valencia is offside and just asks, get the ball up there quicker. Plenty of space in behind that high Argentina line. Well, here was that chance for Lautaro Martínez, not for the first time, escaping in behind. And Arboleda doing very well to follow his run towards goal and save Hernan Galíndez. Paredes. Acuña. Back to Paredes. Here's Pezzella. Pezzella hoping to take his chance with Cristian Romero not 100% fit, not risked for this quarter-final. That was what all the Argentine media were really talking about in the build-up to this one. The big doubt for Lionel Scaloni whether Romero, who's made such a difference to Argentina's defence, was going to be fit enough for this one. Reports that Atalanta weren't keen on the idea of Romero potentially playing not 100%. In the end, Argentina not risking him. Would rather get him back fully recovered for a potential semi-final. Acuña just looking to lay that one inside to Lo Celso, who wins the ball back. There's going to be a foul there by Preciado on Nicolás González, and I think we're going to see our first yellow card. We are. It's going to go to Angelo Preciado. Just arrived late. Can't really argue with that one, Preciado. Did pick up one yellow card in the group stages. The Genk fullback. But the slate's wiped clean in the knockout stages, so would still be eligible to play in a potential semi-final should Ecuador progress. Pezzella goes back to Martínez. Otamendi. In Argentina. Start from the back again. Here's Paredes, almost loses his footing there. Then turns, finds Lo Celso, and back to Paredes, now playing right in between the centre-backs. Paredes looking for that next pass, under pressure from Mena, has to just lay it off short. And then asks questions of those in front of him to try and offer a few more options. Let's try that again. Paredes, Otamendi, here's Acuña. Lo Celso comes short, looking for it into feed and gets it. Lo Celso. González, and González plays it out of play. Argentina just struggling to get going a little bit here in midfield. %55% possession for Argentina. We'd certainly expect that before kickoff, that it would be Argentina dominating possession with the ball. Ecuador, for the large part, will be happy to soak up some of that pressure and then try and play on the counter. Here's Lautaro Martínez. Twists away, runs into a bit of traffic, and Ecuador are able to recycle possession and get it back to Galíndez. Galíndez fires it long upfield. And Valencia will challenge, but Otamendi once again superior in the air. And Grueso goes all the way back to his goalkeeper, and Messi standing there. Lionel Messi one-on-one with the goalkeeper off the post, off the inside of the post. And what a let-off for Carlos Grueso and Ecuador. Lionel Messi one-on-one with the goalkeeper, all the time in the world. And the inside of the post saves Ecuador. Well, you'd have put your money on Lionel Messi giving Argentina the lead, and it was gift-wrapped by Carlos Grueso. Absolutely gift-wrapped. Well, Lionel Messi's been in dazzling form so far. 3 goals already, and that should have been number 4. Argentina should be ahead here in Goiânia. No doubt about it. Here's the ball, goes back to, all the way back to Otamendi. And here's Acuña. Lo Celso into Paredes, who finds that little diagonal into the feet of De Paul. Back to Messi, who loses out. Ecuador look to spring away on the counter again. Argentina want a free kick. There's going to be nothing given here, and there's a break on for Ecuador. Long diagonal looking for Ángel Mena. Mena will get there on the far side. Mena looking for options in the box, plays it to the edge as a volley comes in. It's a stunning strike and a great save from Emi Martínez. Argentina furious that a free kick in the build-up wasn't given. Lionel Scaloni letting his thoughts be known to the 4th official, with Nahuel Molina still down. But as play went on, Ecuador came within a whisker of breaking the deadlock. Wonderful strike from Jackson Mendes. And Emi Martínez once again proving why he's now Argentina's number 1. Great technique on the strike from Mendes, who really impressed against Brazil in that holding role. And Mendes close to giving Ecuador a shock lead, just after Messi had missed that glorious chance. Well, this was the chance for Messi. A huge mistake by Carlos Grueso. Messi one-on-one. Thinks he's done enough. Places it towards that far corner. Carries on his run. Almost halfway off in his celebrations. And the ball comes back off the upright. And Piero Incapié able to clear his lines. Real similarities between that And the moment, that fateful moment in the 2014 World Cup final, when a wayward back pass released Gonzalo Higuain one-on-one with now Manuel Neuer. And we know what happened there. Lautaro Martínez twists away from Grueso and goes down, and well, it's a free kick against Lautaro Martínez. "26 minutes gone here in Goiânia. Still goalless between Argentina and Ecuador, but not through a lack of chances. Otamendi thrashes at that one. Nico González helps out and gets far more on it. Pedro Incapé, not the most convincing of header. Lionel Messi looks to latch onto it, and Incapé does enough to recover. It's a throw-in for Argentina. Taken quickly by the ball into Messi. Here's Paredes, high up the pitch now. The ball out on that far side, crosses towards Lautaro, and Robert Arboleda does well to get there first. Messi recovers the ball. Buffeted by two, works it back to Otamendi, and Otamendi strides forward from defence now. Here's Acuña. Acuña looking for options, but it's forced to go back to Otamendi. And Paredes finds Pezzella. Molina back to his feet after that challenge that left him on the deck, and as the advantage went on, Ecuador went close. Paredes looks long for that run again. This time Nico González looking for it. There's too much on it. It's going to go behind for a goal kick. Maybe another difference there between Nicolás González and Papu Gómez. While Papu Gómez comes short, looking to get the ball into his feet and into play with his teammates. Nico González, and that vertical speed just offers that ball in behind. Keep seeing that Messi chance, and if Argentina don't win, I think we'll see a lot more of that chance. Flicked on by Nicolás González. Here's Lo Celso. Lo Celso gets away from Grueso. Lo Celso still, and two challenges come flying in. Argentina want the advantage played there as Lautaro Martínez looked to get in behind. And the two players that brought down Lo Celso for Ecuador remain on the floor injured. Argentina swarm around Wilton Sampaio, asking why he didn't play an advantage, with Lautaro Martínez trying to latch on in behind. And in the meantime, I think we're going to see another yellow card, at least one anyway. Two players converge on Lo Celso. Neither get there. Alan Franco gets a sizable chunk of Giovani Lo Celso. What's Wilton Sampaio going to do here then? You see two yellow cards or just the one? Both players going to be getting treatment. Another little delay here as we approach the half-an-hour mark. And Gustavo Alfaro, for the most part, will be pretty pleased. Still goalless. Got away with one, that big error by Carlos Grueso, thanks to that uncharacteristic Messi miss. But otherwise, it's been a satisfying half an hour for Ecuador. Franco and Mendes now back up on their feet. Wilton Sampaio still waiting with the yellow card in hand. Alan Franco it is who goes into his book, and only Alan Franco. Free kick then to Argentina, and they would have preferred the advantage. The Uruguayans may feel Sampaio favoured Argentina when they met in the group stage. He's probably not winning over any more Argentina fans so far this evening. Messi will stand over the free kick. A long way out. He'll be looking for those runs at the back post. Clips it towards them. Otamendi's there and it's headed away by Valencia. Acuña's going to try and keep this one in play, unable to do so. Alan Franco joins Angelo Preciado in Wilton Sampaio's notebook. Acuña finds Nico González, who spins away from Angelo Preciado, and there's a free kick given again against an Argentina player as he looked to have got away from the fullback. And once again, a round of protests from the Argentina players. Well, it's another soft one, in fairness. Nico González's arms are out as he spins, and that catches Angelo Preciado in the chest, but certainly not enough to leave the fullback with that dazed expression on his face, shaking off an apparent head injury. Frustration then creeping in for Argentina. Galindez fires the free kick upfield. It's helped on its way into the box. Otamendi does enough to head it away, and there's going to be a free kick here. Acuña was tussling away with Valencia. Valencia again went to ground fairly softly there, it must be said, but wins the free kick. And with every decision that Argentina feel has got against them, just that growing sense of frustration that they need to keep a lid on. Free kick then for Ecuador. Whipped in at that near post and into the side netting. Poor delivery by Angel Mena. Quickly played short then. The goal kick to Otamendi, who brings the ball out and finds Pezzella. Otamendi under a bit of pressure from Mena. Stupinjan's header's not the best, but Arboleda again in there to spare one of his teammates' blushes. The ball back with Argentina though. Lo Celso fires it out to Nico González, trying to get away from Angelo Preciado, unable to do so. Preciado does well. And Mendes tidies things up. Preciado tries to be a little bit too clever there with the flick, gives it away to Nico González. González looking for an outlet down that side. González still going, back to Acuña. Acuña can cross, cuts back onto his right, it's going to go out for a throw. Celso back to Otamendi, and here's Paredes. Otamendi goes long, finds neither Nico González or Lautaro, but the ball's back with Messi. Messi immediately has two round him, but it manages to evade them both. Still going Messi, and looks to clip one towards goal. And on the other end, Ecuador can spin away, is Mena. Mena with Otamendi in chase. Mena still going, and Otamendi comes across, slams the door shut in Mena's face, and wins the ball for Argentina. De Paul lays it off to Lo Celso, back to De Paul, and then into Messi. Messi bursts between two, finds the feet of Nico González. Lo Celso, Messi again, immediately with two around him, just tries again to find Lo Celso, unable to find him in that congested central area of the pitch, and Nicolás Otamendi gives away a free kick on Ángel Mena. He's arguing it was 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, but Wilton Sampaio thought otherwise. Wilton Sampaio wants Ecuador to hurry up taking this one, and Pezzella hits the long diagonal onto that far side for Diego Valencia. Back to Estupiñán, Valencia, and then back to Estupiñán again. The pair of the players that can play, both of them can play at left back, trying to open up a chance. Combining with Mendes as Ecuador come back through the middle. Mena. It's left there for Diego Valencia, who can cross from the left. There's a chance here, a real chance, and it flashes across the face of goal. Ecuador come within a whisker of taking the lead here in Goiânia. A terrific cross from the left, well worked, patient build-up, eventually finding the space there for Diego Valencia. The cross comes in, just flicked on by Ene Valencia at the near post, couldn't get any more on it. And it just needed a touch. Ángel Mena arriving like a steam train at the back post. Couldn't get there under pressure from Marcos Acuña. And then collides with the post in his attempts. Ecuador come very close to taking the lead here as Marcos Acuña sets off at the other end. Acuña clips that one to the far post. De Paul will collect. Rodrigo De Paul in the box. De Paul into the area, and Acuña couldn't find the finish. It's behind for a goal kick. Well, 38 minutes gone. If Argentina needed any reminder that they're in a tough Copa America quarter-final, then Ecuador have just served one up there. Still goalless, but both sides with very good chances to break the deadlock here. Messi releases Nicolás González. González is through, and the goalkeeper's come a long way. There's nothing given. Messi, De Paul, goal! Argentina lead! 5 minutes before the break, Rodrigo De Paul gives Argentina a 1-0 lead here against Ecuador. La Albiceleste have had their chances. They've had to ride their luck at the other end too. But Lionel Scaloni's side lead. Messi releases Nicolás González. He skips around Hernan Galendez. Messi's alert to it. Finds Rodrigo De Paul in the penalty area. And De Paul keeps his cool, takes a touch and finds the corner. It's a third assist of the tournament to go with his 3 goals for Lionel Messi. And a first of the tournament for Rodrigo De Paul. What an important moment in the game that is. At a point when Ecuador were beginning to frustrate Argentina. The frustration was growing in how they were protesting with Wilton Sampaio over most decisions. Angel Mena had just come within a whisker of giving Ecuador the lead, and instead they find themselves 1 goal down. It's a first goal for Argentina for Rodrigo de Paul. 27th appearance for the man many expect to be joining Atletico Madrid in a big money move once the Copa America finishes. And what an important time to open up your account for your national team. A terrific time in the context of the game to score as well. As I said, just as Ecuador growing in confidence. Argentina break the deadlock. And now it's a very different proposition for Gustavo Alfaro and Ecuador. Alfaro, as I said at the start, a coach accustomed to managing maybe smaller clubs and able to play defensively, keep things tight and play on the counters. They've done very well before that goal and almost took the lead. But then there needs to be a switch when you go behind, and that's what we need to see now from Ecuador. Lo Celso, nice little ball around the corner, just asking a little bit too much of Marcos Acuña. I don't think fully expected that one. Free kick given against Otamendi. And while Argentina don't even think it was a free kick, Ecuador asking for a yellow card. And Valencia arguing the case. And Lionel Messi comes in to give the flip side of the argument. Neither side particularly happy with Wilton Sampaio. Free kick then for Ecuador. Estupiñán swings it into the box. Martínez comes and he collects well. And immediately fires it downfield looking for Messi. Messi gives chase. And wins the ball from Estupiñán before Estupiñán wrestles him to the ground. And it's now Messi's turn to ask for a yellow. And he gets one. Pervis Estupiñán becomes the third Ecuador player into the book. Another good bit of goalkeeping there from Emiliano Martínez. That good stop earlier to deny Jackson Mendes. But it's that aspect of his game that really elevates Argentina defensively. A goalkeeper who's very confident in coming to claim those high balls, collects them well. And that confidence just spreads throughout the back four. As we approach half-time, Argentina have a free kick. It's a little bit wide out on this left-hand side, but once again, as ever, it's the duo of Lionel Messi and Rodrigo de Paul standing over it. Messi's left foot to take, clips it forward, header on goal, saved, and over the crossbar. It's a wonderful stop by Hernán Galíndez to deny Nicolás González. Argentina so close to a second just before half-time. Lovely delivery from Messi, finds the head of Nico González, and the double save from Galíndez. Sensational. Not sure he knew too much about the second one, was just trying to his feet as soon as possible, but manages to deflect that rebound behind for a corner. Nico González couldn't believe it. Corner taken short, Messi again brought to ground, and again a free kick to Argentina, this time Jackson Mendes the guilty party. Hernán Galíndez though has just kept Ecuador in this one. 4 minutes of added time. And a wonderful double save denies Argentina from doubling their lead. And frankly, 2-0 down at half-time, maybe a step too far for Ecuador. 1 down, and they'll still feel they can get something from this. Messi again will stand over the set piece. Players circling around in the penalty area, and González is tripped. Nothing to see here, says Wilton Sampaio, but he wants a quick word with Pezzella and González. Pezzella, the picture of innocence. Messi now with the free kick. Volleyed away by Enner Valencia. We're into that 4 minutes of stoppage time already. Sampaio hits it downfield. And for a second there, looked like Molina was going to let it drop and Mena could have nicked possession. Lautaro Martínez in an offside position. Can't bring that one down. Arboleda. Pezzella. And Pezzella thumps it down the right and out of play. The 11th straight game that Argentina have scored in the first half. As I said before, ordinarily our quick starters took a little bit longer than it has in recent games to find that first goal, but they're in front now. And now we need to see whether Scaloni's men can remain on the front foot. They've got some defending to do now. Cross comes in, it's a great chance. A wonderful chance for Enner Valencia to equalise. Argentina go to sleep here in first half stoppage time. Ángel Mena finds the cross from the right. And Captain Valencia should do better there. Just ghosts into the box unchecked. And from 6 yards out, glances it wide of the post. It's a let-off for Argentina, not for the first time in this first half. Estupiñán, Mendes. Molina cuts that one out. It's going to go back to Estupiñán. And under pressure from Rodrigo de Paul and Lautaro Martínez, he wins a free kick. And that might be it for this very eventful first half. Well, Nicolás Otamendi there picked up a yellow card for something he said. And we do now have the half-time whistle. And at half-time, Argentina lead Ecuador by 1-0. Rodrigo de Paul with the only goal of the game so far, in a game in which both sides have had very good chances. Lionel Messi's hit the post one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Enner Valencia came very close at the death. Ángel Mena earlier, just before the goal. Ecuador will feel they're still very much in this one. And Argentina know that they need to put away some of the chances they created to put a bit of distance between themselves and this Ecuador side in the second half. A big second half still to come here in Goiânia, and we'll be back after the half-time interval with all the action. Well, welcome back to the Estádio Pedro Ludovico here in Goiânia. If you're just joining us, Argentina lead Ecuador by a goal to nil. Thanks to Rodrigo de Paul striking not long before the break. Couple of changes at the break, and one of those is Gonzalo Plata, who I said at the start will no doubt see at some point during this game. He and Michael Estrada enter the action. Double change at the break then for Gustavo Alfaro. Will it be enough to turn this game around in Ecuador's favour? Remember, they've never beaten Argentina in the Copa America in 15 attempts. The last time they played Argentina in the Copa America was in 2004. They lost 6-1. This the first time they've met in the knockout stages. Messi leading Argentina back down that narrow tunnel. Gustavo Alfaro sat there, comfortably looking enough, has made those two changes at half-time, hoping it can make a difference here. His side have been in it. They've had two good chances. Angel Mena just couldn't get on the end of one cross that flashed yards across the face of goal, and Ene Valencia missed a header. A good opportunity just before half-time. And that's where we are at the break. We're back underway in Goiânia. Argentina lead by a goal to nil. But Ecuador saw enough in that first half to suggest that Argentina's defence is shaky. Christian Romero has made a big difference since coming into the Argentina backline just before the Copa America. And with him out injured, Otamendi and Pezzella do not look entirely comfortable, has to be said. Can Ecuador take advantage though? They need to find something if they're going to take this at least to penalties. Confirmation of those substitutions: Gonzalo Plata and Michael Estrada coming on for Carlos Grueso and Diego Palacios. Messi looks for that run of Nico González, and Galíndez very quick off his line. It's an attacking change from Alfaro, as I said. Ordinarily quite a conservative coach, but in knockout football, they're trailing, needs to find something. It's a long ball again, looking for González again. Galíndez quickly off his line. Gruesa into the team this evening and almost gifted Lionel Messi a goal at 0-0. His back pass giving Messi the clearest of chances, and the post saving Ecuador. But bringing on Estrada brings another attacking player into the mix. And just see whether Argentina can maybe exploit the gaps left in that midfield and defensively to push themselves clear. Hangs in the balance for now. Stupinian on a yellow card just brings Rodrigo de Paul down there. He'll need to be careful. He, Angelo Preciado and Alan Franco, the three of them, all on yellow cards. Otamendi booked for Argentina. Otamendi goes back to Martínez, and Estrada gives chase. Bit of pressure on the Argentina goalkeeper, who goes long and manages to find Nicolás González, who's sprinting away from Preciado, goes down looking for a free kick, and once again Wilton Sampaio sees nothing in it. Lo Celso looks to the left for Acuña, and Acuña goes to Nico González, who's having a bit of a battle down there on that side with Preciado. Preciado wins the latest. Finds a ball down the wing for Gonzalo Plata. And that was the free kick that González wanted, nothing given. And they're going to have a little bit more to think about, you'd imagine, down that side with Plata on. Bags of pace. left for Estupinian. It's a good covering challenge by Nahuel Molina. Franco looks to thread that one behind. It's well cut out and Argentina can come forward. Lo Celso. He's had a relatively quiet game, and that one's breaks nicely for Messi. Messi in a bit of space here. Still Messi. Messi into the box. Messi onto his left foot, away from Arbeloa, held up enough. He has to drop it off to the back. And Nicolás González does nothing for his reputation of someone who needs quite a few chances to score. Came very close in the first half. A double save denied González. And he brings a lot of positives to the Argentina side with his pace and his ability to break in behind, but certainly not the most effective of finishers. Another occasion though where Lionel Messi finds space, breaks into the penalty area, just on this occasion couldn't find the space to take the shot himself. Acuña is going to give away a free kick there. But Messi has scored 5 goals against Ecuador in the past, and few can remember that memorable hat-trick in Quito in 2017 when Argentina's World Cup qualification hung in the balance. And Argentina went there rather unfancied given their form, and a sensational hat-trick from Lionel Messi saved the day and fired Argentina to Russia. Headed away there, and Messi gives chase. Arbeloa does enough under pressure to turn away from Messi. Hasn't been Messi's evening so far, apart from that wonderful pass for the goal to De Paul. But Ecuador can't afford to give the Argentina number 10 much more space. Molina. Headed out of play there by Incapié, under a bit of pressure from Lautaro Martínez. Lautaro Martínez started very brightly, and it looked as though he was going to give Pedro Incapié a real difficult time of things, but it's been relatively quiet since that opening few moments. Almost finds Lo Celso. It's going to run through to Galíndez, who's very much kept Ecuador in it with that double stop before half-time. Nicolás González really thought he'd given Argentina a 2-goal lead, only for Galíndez to deny him once from the header and then to get up and somehow deflect the rebound over the crossbar. And that double save has kept Ecuador alive in this tie. Franco finds Plata, lays it off to Pezzella, who tries to cross from deep. It's taken a deflection off Nico González, and Otamendi saves it from going behind for a corner. And Prezziado's cross has just knocked the wind out of Nico González. It's a throw for Ecuador. Goes down the line looking for Estrada, who keeps it from running behind for a goal kick but can't keep it out for a throw. Acuña. Lautaro Martínez tries to shield it from 2, and eventually it breaks to Nico González, who can try and break away. Here's Messi. Messi into space. Here's De Paul. De Paul, yellow and blue shirt, streaming back to try and supply some cover. Here's Molina on the overlap. Molina Held up by Paredes Estupiñán, who defends that well. Now it's Ecuador's turn to come forward through Ángel Mena. Came within a whisker of finding an opening goal. Mena imploring those in front of him just to come and give options when he's on the ball. Ball clipped over the top. Finds its way to Plata, who looks to shape that cross in. It's going to be charged down, and Enner Valencia will watch it behind for a corner. And as he does so, he's bundled over by Nahuel Molina. Molina is going to get a little talking to from Wilton Sampaio. I think it's just a talking to. He's not going to see a yellow card. Corner to Ecuador. Paredes Estupiñán will take it. Once again, as it was in the first half, Mena's the one tasked with making a nuisance in front of Emi Martínez. It's flicked on and flicked over the crossbar by Lautaro Martínez. Dangerous flick at the near post that took it into that danger area at the back post. Lautaro Martínez alert enough to get his head on it, but really could have gone anywhere. Luckily for Argentina, it was up and over the crossbar to safety. A corner from the other side then. This time Gonzalo Plata will take it. Plata's delivery. And Lautaro Martínez is there again. Incapaí tries to keep this one alive. Shields the ball well and is forced backwards to Estupiñán. Mendes with a big, long crossfield delivery looking for Plata. Can't find him, and instead Robert Arboleda gives away a free kick on Giovani Lo Celso. 10 minutes gone in the second half. Argentina's lead still intact, still 1-0. And Lionel Scaloni takes some advice from a still very intimidating looking Walter Samuel. Free kick against Nicolás González, just backing in as Preciado leapt for the header. Mendes goes back to Incapaí. Arboleda now. Alan Franco, it's well played out from the back there. Ecuador, despite the press from Argentina. Mendes, it's flicked into space for Estupiñán, who tries to play it early and finds Valencia. Valencia into the box from it, an acute angle, and it needed the foot of Emi Martínez to put it behind for a corner. Well, hesitant there between Pezzella and Otamendi once again. Pezzella wasn't sure whether to take a swing at it, and in the end, in the space in between, Valencia capitalised, latched onto it. And a mixture maybe of foot and post. Ecuador continue to ask questions of that creaking central defence for Argentina. Lionel Scaloni, the Argentina coach, surely thinking about changes as we approach the hour mark. This man, Gustavo Alfaro, made 2 changes at the break, and will be pleased at what he's seen since half-time. Ecuador still posing a problem for Argentina, and Argentina no closer to finding the second goal that you feel would kill this one off. Messi, the ball back to Messi on halfway. Messi skips away from one and then runs into Paredes Estupiñán, who has been booked. Messi goes down holding his face. And Rodrigo, the ball, reminds Wilton Sampaio. Opposed to Stupinian will claim that he just stood his ground, but that little arm out suggests he knew a little bit more about what was going on than he let on. Lionel Messi not yet back to his feet. But Pervis Estupinian needs to be a little bit careful here. Rodrigo de Paul was going out of his way just to remind Wilton Sampaio of how many fouls he's made. As I said, is carrying a yellow card. Messi combining well there with Paredes, and Paredes this time brought down, and again it's Pervis Estupinian. And again the Argentinian players swarm around Wilton Sampaio to ask when he's going to be going to his notebook again. Pervis Estupinian once again pleading his innocence. He's going to get away with a yellow card again. Again, I think Leandro Paredes was looking for that contact. But if indeed Argentina are focusing on Estupinian, then Gustavo Alfaro may be in good mind to make a change. Corner's been taken. Messi clips it goalwards. Headed up into the air by an Ecuador player, and it's going to go behind for a corner. An hour gone here in Goiânia. And this quarter-final still very much in the balance. Taken short as usual between the ball and Messi. Messi now. And Wilton Sampaio stops play. There's been a little clash in that crowded penalty area, and once again players surround the Brazilian official, and it's all getting a bit spicy down there now. Plenty of pushing and shoving. It's Leandro Paredes who's down on the floor holding his face. Wilton Sampaio just reminds the players that he's got his ear. There's VAR in question. There's no need for a lot of this. He'll be able to check anything, and the pushing and shoving continues. Tempers beginning to flare up a little here in this final quarter-final. Argentina are going to want Wilton Sampaio to take counsel from the VAR officials, I imagine. Judging by Leandro Paredes lying face down in the turf, claiming some off the ball, and that's exactly what Paredes is saying. Paredes and Estupinian again. Then, well, there's nothing there either. Paredes again trying to get Pervis Estupinian into trouble. Estupinian closely watching him to try and ensure he doesn't get away. The hands are up, and Paredes' quick change of direction means there's a bit of contact, but nothing more. Play goes on. Messi crosses. Headed down into space. González can't get there, and instead Galíndez collects the ball. Franco. It's the ball back there deep. Argentina trying to apply some pressure high up the pitch on Ecuador, not letting them get too comfortable here. Plata loses out. And Argentina immediately give the ball back, and here's Mendes. Bit of space for Enner Valencia to turn into. Valencia lays it off. Ángel Mena now playing far more centrally since the introduction of Plata, and it's Mena who lofts that one forward to Preciado. Preciado tries to find the cross and instead settles for a corner. Tracked all the way back by Nicolás González. Another corner then for La Tri on that far side. Gonzalo Plata to take it. Well, Celso at the near post is not the most convincing. It's behind for another corner. Plata takes it short to Estupiñán. Back to Plata. Plata crosses, it's taken a touch, and it's not a million miles away from Emi Martinez's far post. And I don't think the Aston Villa keeper would have got there. A wicked delivery that flicks off the head of Nicolás González and is not far away from beating his own goalkeeper. A few inches wide of that far post. Ecuador knocking on the door. Another corner comes in again, headed up into the air. Argentina trying to clear the second ball, eventually hacked away. And Gio Lo Celso gives chase. Lo Celso gets there. Reinforcements arriving. Lo Celso lays it off to De Paul. De Paul stepping through into a bit of space and clipping it out to Acuña. One of his former Racing pals, and Acuña takes the shot on his weaker foot, and it's an easy save for Galíndez. De Paul can't get that loose ball, instead it's going to fall for Plata. Plata away from one challenge, still going Gonzalo Plata, and eventually brought down by Nicolás González, who goes into the book. Well, I expressed a little bit of surprise when Gonzalo Plata wasn't in the Ecuador starting 11. Suggested he wasn't 100% fit, but he's come on here and made a difference. And that was a good burst forward, and he earns a free kick and gets Nicolás González booked in the process. Just wonder whether Scaloni will be looking at González now, especially on a yellow card, and thinking maybe hasn't been González's night so far. He's done a lot of good work tracking back and helping Acuña at left back, but Papu Gomez has been in terrific form in the group stages. Could offer an alternative. Guido Rodriguez and Angel Di Maria, the two players warming up for Argentina. It would be no surprise if Di Maria was coming on for González. A straight swap there on the left. Guido Rodriguez, before the game, was being talked about as whether it was going to be Paredes or Guido Rodriguez as the holding midfield player. So again, we'll see whether it's a direct change there or whether Scaloni will revert back to playing that double pivot. Free kick meanwhile for Ecuador. Enner Valencia stands over. He takes it into the wall, clipped off the top of the wall and behind for another corner to Ecuador. We'll wait a little longer on that double change for Argentina. The 8th corner kick, 8 corners to 4 in Ecuador's favour. Headed away at the near post. Plata keeps it alive and knocks it over onto the far side for Preciado. Down the line from Mena. And another corner for Ecuador. They're really stacking up now. Angel Mena will take it. A crowded penalty box, a crowded penalty spot. That's Gustavo, and now it's an Ecuador player's turn to go to the ground. Writhing in agony on the turf. Leandro Paredes looks as though he may be involved again. Well, it's Marcos Acuña, who Enner Valencia is trying to get into a bit of trouble here, but it looks about as valid as Leandro Paredes is one. Well, can be critical all you like of Wilton Sampaio as an official this evening, but the players certainly haven't made it easy for him. A lot of theatrics. Moises Caicedo being prepared to come on for Ecuador. He looked as though he'd picked up a very nasty injury in that game against Brazil in the 1-1 draw. Had to be taken off in the first half, but relieved for Caicedo, for Ecuador and for Brighton, who we'll hope to see a lot more of in this season. But he's obviously recovered. Argentina, Guido Rodriguez and Angel Di Maria, the two that are getting ready to come on for them. But a little bit more to try and sort out here for Wilton Sampaio. And Valencia's getting a little bit of a drink. He's fully recovered from that attack from Marcos Acuña. Wilton Sampaio will have a quick word with Valencia and Acuña. Plenty of time for Argentina to prepare themselves for this corner. Finally, it will be taken now. Swung in towards Valencia, who gets up there and heads it off target. 20 minutes remain here in Goiânia. And then Valencia heads off target for the second time this evening. Alan Franco to be replaced then by young Moises Caicedo, one of Ecuador's finest young talents, snapped up by Brighton and Hove Albion. And he's got 20 minutes to make an impression here. For Argentina, it's a double change. Giovani Lo Celso will be making way. And the other change will be Paredes. So a change in midfield then. Nicolás González remains on the field. Leandro Paredes has become increasingly involved in a couple of those spats, maybe the thinking behind that. Get him out of harm's way. Guido Rodriguez will come in and sit. Angel Di Maria may come on and be part of that midfield three. We've seen at club level and for Argentina probably his best period in the national team when in the build up to the 2014 World Cup. Di Maria was used in a midfield three and tried to look or get the most from his work rate and pace from deep. Argentina need to find a bit of control. That's nice from Mendes through the legs of Lautaro Martínez. Mendes clips it forward, and Valencia's got a bit of space, brings it down on his chest between two, ends up just being out-muscled by Nahuel Molina. Di Maria spins away from one challenge and wins a throw. Lovely little nutmeg. Jackson Mendes. Di Maria come onto this right-hand side. Messi central. And Messi wins a corner. Argentina, with the introduction of Guido Rodriguez, just switch now to that 4-2-3-1 that brought some success in the group phase. Guido Rodriguez and Rodrigo de Paul will hold. Di Maria, Nicolás González on either flank, and then Lionel Messi drifting in behind Lautaro Martínez. Messi with the corner on this occasion sends Rodrigo de Paul away. It won't be taken short. Messi delivers to that near post. Pezzella heads it up into the air. Mena, at the second time of asking, helps it on its way, and Ecuador look to counter. Unable to find their way. Guido Rodriguez does well to recover possession. And here's Di Maria. Lautaro Martínez. Rodrigo de Paul lets it run for Messi. Messi in space, takes the shot on, and that's bending just off target. Little sighter from Lionel Messi. As soon as the ball left it, you knew what Messi was going to do, and it's not a million miles away. Just didn't quite get the late curl that he wanted. Di Maria. Comes inside and finds Messi. Messi in a little pocket of space. Away from one, opening up for Messi. Takes a shot on a good block from Arboleda. Drops back to Nicolás González. Nico González. Well, he had Lautaro Martínez outside. It just delayed it a bit too long, and then Martínez didn't expect it when it came. Bobbling around, it's broken to Rodrigo the ball, and he's brought down. It's a free kick in a very dangerous area. Very much Messi territory. Only one man has scored a direct free kick in this year's Copa America so far, and it's the Argentina number 10. That wonderful effort against Chile in their opener. How Argentina would love him to reproduce it now and give themselves a bit of breathing space. Messi placing the ball, as you can imagine. It's a little bit over onto the left-hand side, which ordinarily would favour maybe the right footer, but I don't think there's any way you're going to get this one prized out of the hands of Lionel Messi. Gonzalo Plata takes up the crocodile position behind the wall. Messi stands alone over the ball. A little more centrally than maybe the ball went down. Messi will take it into the wall. The Ecuador wall leaps and does its job to prevent that getting any further. Here's the ball, sliding one in behind for Di Maria. Di Maria cuts that one back to Lautaro, lets it run. Messi, in a recovery challenge, takes it off his toes. Di Maria takes a shot behind for a corner. 15 minutes remain. Argentina still pushing to find the second goal. That will surely end the Ecuadorian resistance. Taken short. Di Maria to Messi. Messi crosses towards the back post, and there's a little nudge. And it's going to be an Ecuador free kick. Certainly a little more nervy than many anticipated in the build-up to this game. Most of the previews and articles seem to be suggesting Argentina would be taking their place in the semi-finals. Ecuador have come here with a game plan, executed it well for the main part, and are still very much in this as we enter the final chapter. Arboleda has to go back to his goalkeeper. And Galíndez will fire it downfield. Plenty of options up there now for Ecuador. Ena Valencia brings this one down. Valencia goes past Guido Rodriguez, can't go past Marcos Acuña. But Marcos Acuña loses out to Angel Mena, who then in turn loses out to Guido Rodriguez, and Ena Valencia gives away a free kick. Scrappy little passage of play which will suit Argentina down to the ground. Just happy to see Ecuador make no further advancements on their goal. Gustavo Alfaro made a few changes already. His side still unable to find a way past Emi Martínez, and a way back into this one. Here's Di Maria into Messi. Got Nahuel Molina with him, but Messi cuts back and then cuts back again. Still Messi. Gets away from Moises Caicedo. Feeds Di Maria. Di Maria to De Paul. Lautaro on the edge of the box. Lautaro into Acuña. And here's Nicolás González. González shapes for the cross, brings it back onto his right foot and fires well over the crossbar once again. As Argentina prepare another change. I think it was Nicolás Tagliafico there getting his final instructions. That's a really good recovery challenge from Lautaro Martínez. It was indeed Tagliafico warming up. Tagliafico coming in to bolster the Argentinian backline for these final stages. A little over 10 minutes of normal time remain. Argentina just need another clean sheet to book their place in the semi-finals. Remember, in the group stage, there was a 1-0 win over Uruguay, there was a 1-0 win over Paraguay, as Argentina led in the first half and then dug in and held on. Certainly had more chances, clear chances, than they had in those two games this evening. But they now need to rely on a lot of that defensive resolve to see this one out. Plata skips away from Acuña. Still Plata. It's going to the byline. Plata into the box. Plata still going and takes the shot and forces Emi Martínez into a good save. Gonzalo Plata has proven to be a real live wire since coming off the bench. Always going to be difficult to beat Martínez from there, and he's every right to just question how on earth Plata managed to make it that far. Corner taken to Pezzella, blocked by Di Maria. Messi. Arboleda back to win the ball for Ecuador, and here's Estupiñán. Mendes. Arboleda. Caicedo goes back to Mendes. Here's Incapaí. 10 minutes remain here in Goiânia. Ecuador pressing for an equaliser. Pedro Estupiñán crosses, hung up towards the back post. Emi Martínez comes and claims it under a little bit of pressure. Wonderful collect. Emi Martínez just clutching the back of his thigh there as he's on the ground. Argentina will be praying that's nothing. Looks a little sore, Emi Martínez. Concerned glance over to the bench there from Emi Martínez. Well, this was the goal again. Messi first releasing Nicolás González, and the ball finding its way back to Messi and then producing another wonderful pass for Rodrigo de Paul's goal. Two wonderful Messi passes for the price of one, and eventually leading to Argentina's solitary goal this evening. Messi picks up that loose ball, finds Di Maria. Spins away from one challenge to find Molina. And Molina back to Di Maria. Di Maria under pressure. Wins a throw as Ecuador prepared to bring on Leonardo Campana. The last roll of the dice then. Campana on for Piero Incapaí. At least that's what the board said. Seems to be a little bit of confusion. Was it Eni Valencia? Straight swap. Nicolás González will make way for Argentina in the meantime. Nicolás Tagliafico makes his way on a defensive move. And Angelo Preciado is the man that eventually makes way for Leonardo Campana. As Argentina make a defensive change, Ecuador make an attacking one. Two signals of intent for these closing stages. Tagliafico can slot there into his natural left-back position, push Acuña into midfield. And Argentina certainly not seeing this one out comfortably. Here's Campana for his first touch. Forced away from goal. And Ecuador still in possession. Incapié with a heavy touch, almost caught on it, and he is done. Here's Messi. Messi squares. Lautaro Martínez. Lautaro. Goal Argentina. 2-0, and surely that's it. Another Messi assist and another Lautaro Martínez goal in the Copa America, his second of the tournament, and surely it puts Argentina into the semi-finals. Well, Ecuador looks so comfortable at this point, just building from the back. Arboleda, Moises Caicedo back to the goalkeeper, everything fine, into Incapié. Heavy touch there, caught in possession. The young defender punished ruthlessly. Messi to Lautaro, and the finish unerring. Incapié has had a terrific Copa America, but badly at fault there. And it may just be the killer blow. Di Maria and Messi, like sharks smelling blood in the water, quickly in on the young defender. And in a flash, the ball is in the back of the net. Lautaro Martínez struck against Bolivia off the bench. Argentina were hoping it would bring with it another run of goals, and he's had to be patient this evening. But Lautaro Martínez scores yet again, and Argentina lead by 2-0. Di Maria played an important role in that as well, putting the pressure on Pedro Incapié. It was Messi that eventually picked up that loose ball and supplied the assist, but Di Maria's had an impact as well off the bench. No question about that. Has plenty of critics. For many, they would have probably seen the 2018 World Cup as Di Maria's last chance, but Scaloni turned to him yet again after his dazzling club form in Paris. And he's putting together a decent Copa America. Wonderful assist in that game against Paraguay for Papu Gomez. An important role there in that decisive second here against Ecuador. And surely now it will be Argentina against Colombia on Tuesday evening in the second semi-final. By that stage they'll know whether it will be Brazil or Peru in the final. Ecuador coming forward, trying to salvage something now. Estupiñán. It's left to run through. Campaña tries to lay it off to Mena. And Guido Rodriguez, does well. Sergio Aguero, I think, is the next man about to come on for Argentina for these dying few minutes. Likely a straight swap for Lautaro Martínez. Is there time for Ecuador to find a goal and set up a grandstand finish? Nice little flick there by Gonzalo Plata. And now he's caught in possession. Rodrigo de Paul. Space here for Di Maria to run into. Di Maria gets there. Di Maria's in behind. Angel Di Maria. Di Maria, and Incapié pulls him back. Well, depending on where it is, well, it's going to be a penalty according to Wilton Sampaio, which is why it's a yellow card to Pedro Incapié. Di Maria in behind. Well, it's outside the box. Wilton Sampaio points to the penalty spot, but I think it's outside the initial contact on the shoulder of Di Maria. Certainly so. I think when they review that, it's going to be a free kick and a red card to Pedro Incapié. And I think that's exactly what the young defender knew what was coming, as what he was expecting of the referee when he made his argument there, saying it was outside the box. An embrace from Angel Di Maria to Rodrigo de Paul. They're 2-0 up and about to either have a penalty or a free kick right on the edge of the box against a 10-man Ecuador, or a penalty against 11 men. Ecuador still arguing that case. Wilton Sampaio will likely get some clarification from VAR. But if indeed the penalty stands and Messi tucks away his 4th goal of this Copa America, it certainly is game, set and match. Wilton Sampaio is going to go and check the monitor. I think once he does so, he's going to realise it isn't a penalty. We're into the last minute of the 90 while this check goes on. No question, I think, once you see the replay, that the initial contact, the shirt pull from Piero Incapié, started outside the area. As you see there, no point showing him that still right on the edge of the box, because that's the initial contact. A couple of yards outside. Wilton Sampaio still taking a long look over this one. Looks fairly clear. I mean, that's the moment really when Di Maria is starting to go to the ground, but the contact was certainly before. Sampaio's seen enough. And it is outside the box, and instead he's bringing his cards back out as expected. Piero Incapié. Trying to get away from that cluster. It's not a yellow card. It is in fact a red as expected. Well, it's a sad way for Piero Incapié's Copa America to end. The 19-year-old who made his debut in this competition was otherwise outstanding. Big future ahead of him. But Piero Incapié sent off here in stoppage time. Free kick instead of a penalty to Argentina, right on the edge of the box. Correct decision. Wilton Sampaio took his time to ensure he got that one right, but no questions on reflection. There it is. The box, the yellow card reverted to a red. Di Maria celebrates that foul like a goal. Lionel Messi then will stand over the free kick. It's right on the edge. Almost resting the ball on the 18-yard line. Can Messi put the cherry on top of the cake? It's Messi. And it's number 3. It's Messi's second free kick of the Copa America, and it's Argentina 3, Ecuador 0. We'll see you on Tuesday for Argentina, Colombia in the Copa America semi-final. Lionel Messi is enjoying himself at this year's Copa America. Hernan Galíndez couldn't keep that one out. It was too hot to handle. A gorgeous strike from a truly wonderful footballer who at 34 years of age now, we should all be just relishing every moment we see him on a football pitch. A true master. He's done it again for Argentina. The top goal scorer in this year's Copa America with 4 goals now, as Sergio Aguero comes on here in 5 minutes of stoppage time for Lautaro Martínez. Job done as far as Lautaro's concerned. He got his goal, his second goal this evening. The 3-goal scoreline. Perhaps perhaps not quite reflective of how uncomfortable this was for Argentina at times. Here's Messi. Space for Di Maria to run into. It could yet get worse for Ecuador, who are down to 10 men. Di Maria. Di Maria still goes between two. Messi twists it. Good fall to Aguero here. Aguero. Still Aguero, and it's behind for a goal kick. Lionel Messi then, one behind Pelé now. That was his 76th goal for Argentina, one behind the 77 that Pelé racked up for Brazil in terms of top goal scorers in South America for their nations. And it's a 13th goal in the Copa América for Lionel Messi. Draws him level with Gabriel Batistuta and Jose Manuel Moreno, two icons of yesteryear for Argentina. And he's still got some way to go to catch up with the leading ever scorer, Chucho Mendes of Argentina with 17, and Zizinho both with 17. Messi now on 13 and has surely sealed a place in the semi-final. Get that in your diaries for Tuesday evening. Argentina, Colombia, Brazil against Peru on Monday. Mena comes forward, takes the shot, and it's just off target. Martínez was scrambling for a minute. Di Maria. Messi lays it off to De Paul, and De Paul brings it forward through the midfield. Here's Aguero. He'd love a goal as well. Aguero, space over there for Acuña on the far side, and Aguero continues his run into the box. It's clipped towards Messi instead. Important intervention. Argentina still coming forward, but there isn't time for a fourth. Wilton Sampaio blows for full time. A pump of the fist from Lionel Messi. Celebrations, muted celebrations from Rodrigo De Paul, but Argentina have done what they came to set out for. 3-0 winners over Ecuador here this evening. Wasn't as comfortable as the scoreline suggested, but Rodrigo De Paul, Lautaro Martínez, and of course Lionel Messi with the goals to fire Argentina into the semi-finals. It's a brave performance from Ecuador, who threatened and caused problems for Argentina when it was 0-0 and when it was 1-0, but eventually the quality told, and Argentina punished a few mistakes. It will be Colombia on Tuesday in the semi-finals. Argentina a step closer to ending that long wait for their last title back in 1993. Two significant hurdles for them still to get over. The next one will be on Tuesday. We'll be back on Monday for Brazil against Peru in the first semi-final, where the Copa América is heating up nicely and two cracking semi-finals lie in wait. We'll be back then. Thank you very much for joining us this evening, and we'll be back very soon.